What's going on, everyone? It's kind of late at night here. I've got class at 9 o'clock, so I'm going to try to make this quick. I watched TNA Impact tonight. I'm going to try to start getting in the habit again of watching Impact and reviewing it. I know before I got moved into college here and all that, I wasn't really watching it. To be quite honest, I wasn't really watching much of the shows, but I was trying to catch what I could and get a review up when I could. So I'm going to try to start uh, reviewing more, and I think with my schedule now, I'll be able to watch wrestling a lot more often now. So, with that being said, this is my TNA Impact review for August 28th, 2008. We start the show off with Awesome Kong versus Josie. I mean, all it was really was an Awesome Kong squash match. I believe Awesome Kong scared my roommate, and he feared for his life and hoped that he never crossed paths with her.
I'm gonna have nightmares.
He's going to have nightmares tonight, he said, so, you know.
I didn't mean it tonight.
Oh, you didn't mean tonight?
I'm gonna have nightmares for the rest of my life.
Oh, the rest of his life. You heard it here first, folks. ODB comes out afterwards, brawls with Awesome Kong, if you want to call it that. Basically, it was her knocking the crap out of Awesome Kong, and Awesome Kong having this scared look on her face and crawling out of the ring and going to the back. We have an AJ Styles interview in here. It basically says that Kurt Angle's gold medals are in safe hands, and JB, basically ask him again where the medals are at, and don't get an answer, go to commercial. We come back and we have Sheik Abdul Bashir, aka Davari, for you WWE people, and Petey Williams, the X Division champion, versus Consequences Creed and Jay Lethal. Consequences Creed and Jay Lethal get the win here, and this is actually tied with another match here for match of the night for me. And I do want to say right now, before I get any further, this was a really interview and promo driven show, I thought, but it blended well with the wrestling and the interviews and all that. Kind of different than WWE. The interviews and promos here, I think, help steer away from the announcers more, if that makes sense. It's up to the wrestlers to sell the matches and whatnot. And WWE, they don't really do it as much here as TNA did tonight, but they do it to an extent. So, I honestly enjoyed Impact more than I did Raw. And I actually didn't watch ECW this week, so I can't really compare it to ECW. But I enjoyed Impact more than Raw this week. So TNA's doing some good stuff here. I guess I can slightly, well, I shouldn't take it back just yet, but I have been saying it's kind of a bad times for wrestling in general. But tonight's show is really good for TNA in the future for them, so it's kind of looking good for them. We have no DB interview after this, basically calling out Awesome Kong. No doubt these two are going to have a match at No Surrender at the pay-per-view. Karen's angle, I should say, with Abyss. I'm not sure if they're trying to make Abyss heel or face here or not. I'm not sure. But he kind of hits on Karen Angles. It scares the crap out of her, and we go to commercial. We come back to Beautiful People and Kip James. Talking about their match, which actually is not next. It's a few matches down, but and just Velvet Sky basically, and Angelina Love talking about how, or I think Angelina Love, how she got a title shot against Taylor Wilde at No Surrender, and just basically saying that she's going to take the title and it's going to look good around her skinny waist. Can't be too skinny though. I'm proof of that. Woohoo! I have my Homer Simpson donuts.
I love donuts.
Donuts. Oh. There's a sheep. There's a sheep in my room. Next we have Kurt Angle and Frank Trigg backstage. Kurt Angle basically wanting to find out where his medals are at. Threatens JB. Frank Trigg says you worry about Kevin Nash tonight. I worry about Karen Angle and the medals and all that sort of stuff. Next match we have is Jimmy Ray with Chrissy Hemme versus Curryman. Curryman picks up the victory here, and the Rockin' Raven faction basically jumps him after the match, which brings out the Prince Justice Brotherhood, who makes a save. So after this match, we go backstage for an interview. He basically makes Rockin' Raven faction versus Prince Justice Brotherhood for No Surrender. So that's another match we got announced for the pay-per-view. And he also announces that Tracy Brooks is now in charge of the TNA Knockout division, kind of lighten his load for him, so to say. And he says basically it's from a business standpoint, so the relationship she has between everybody, forget it. It's strictly business. So we'll be interested to see how Tracy Brooks handles the Knockout division. We have a couple interviews here. I didn't really catch much of the Nash interview. I was on the phone with my girlfriend. Booker T was basically kind of a comedy skit with Team 3D, basically. So, yeah. I like comedy skits. Santino's a comedy skit. Him and the Glamazon, Beth Phoenix, who also scares my roommate. And me.
Which one is that?
That was the one that beat up Santino Monday night.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
she kissed him after his match.
Oh, yeah, she scares me.
Yeah. So.
What is it with buff women, seriously?
I don't know, but they are really good wrestlers. So
More power to them if they can get that buff.
that's right. More power to those women. We have some here on campus.
Don't even talk about it.
Anyway, next up we have Samoa Joe comes out on commentary. We have the Kurt Angle versus Kevin Nash 4 Ways to Glory qualifying match. Samoa Joe distracts Kevin Nash, costs him the match. Kurt Angle picks up the victory, so now we have Samoa Joe, Booker T, and Kurt Angle on this 4 Ways to Glory match. After the match is over, Samoa Joe gets in Kevin Nash's face and just basically starts yelling at him, and we go to commercial break. Once we come back, we have a Jeff Jarrett video package, so they're hyping his return. I'm glad to see Jeff Jarrett back. I've kind of missed him on TV, and I think he'll bring a lot to the storylines here that they've got going on, and especially with the Sting and Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, Booker T feud that they got going on thing. To have an interview with SoCal Val in the back, she basically says that she's going to put her wedding band up, or her ring up above the ring, and basically at No Surrender it's going to be Jay Lethal versus Sanjay Dutt. Whoever gets the ring gets SoCal Val. So simple as that. Next up we have the beautiful people with Kip James versus Roxy and Taylor Wilde. Beautiful people picked up the victory here, and you know, basically after the match is over, Roxy and Taylor get beat down. Rhino makes a save before Kip James gets to cut Taylor Wilde's hair. So we might be able to see another six-person tag team match here. Never know. Then basically to end the night, we have Sting's promo basically saying that he's going to beat some respect into AJ Styles and Samoa Joe and them, and that they don't respect the veterans like they should, and basically the veterans paved the road for them and that sort of thing. If anybody had anything to say coming out, that brings AJ Styles out. He basically says he disagrees with him. Sting hands him the bat, says he's going to turn his back, hit him. He doesn't hit him. He turns around and is going to hit him. Sting kicks him, hits him with a Scorpion Death Drop. And basically Sting's just standing there in the ring. Jeff Jarrett's music hits, so I'm getting pumped for Jeff Jarrett's return. And we'll definitely see where this leads. And that's basically how the show ended, was Sting in the ring, just looking toward the entrance ramp, and Jeff Jarrett's music playing. So overall, I enjoyed Impact tonight. Like I said, is a lot better than Raw this week. Well, not a lot better, but is much better than Raw this week. Match of the night goes to Bashir and Petey Williams versus Consequences Creed and Jay Lethal. And also the women, the TNA Knockouts tag team match. I enjoyed it. The TNA Knockouts, bunch of great women's wrestlers, great athletes. So keep up the good work, girls. Keep up the good work, TNA. Looking forward to next week's Impact, see what happens. Even though I could technically get on no DQ and read the spoilers, but I'm kind of looking forward to see what happens. And I probably won't look at the spoilers because I want to see what happens next week. So, good job, TNA. It's late. I'm going to get off here, jump in bed. I got class at 9. I might even try to make a video kind of showing you what our dorm looks like, even though it's not much to look at, but
Make sure I'm not in it. I'll look terrible
make-
in the morning.
I didn't say I was going to do it in the morning. Anyway, good night, folks, and hope you all have a great weekend if I don't do a SmackDown review. And if I do, then I'll see you for a SmackDown review. So take it easy. Talk to you later, folks.